everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Leslie with Black Dog Vintage, and I have a really cool Bakelite haul today. Something a little bit different, but a little bit more in my good old-fashioned wheelhouse. I came from a costume jewelry background, so Bakelite is something that I love and I have collected, and it is so much fun and so interesting to me. And so I brought some really cool pieces for you. Now, I came upon somebody who was getting rid of his entire Bakelite collection, and he had a lot more than just jewelry. He had everything from jewelry to utensils to salt and pepper shakers and napkin ring holders and oh boy, I mean really pretty much anything that could be made from Bakelite he had. I had a clock, I had a thermometer, a barometer, I had doorknobs, I had drawer pulls, I had everything. So you know, and if people are interested in other types of pieces, just let me know. I might still have it. I did sell a few pieces already, but you know, because I'm utilizing other ways of selling some of these pieces that are, you know, not probably things that many of you guys might be interested, but you never know. If you are interested in other types of Bakelite, if you are a Bakelite collector, just let me know. Reach out to me. All my information on how to get a hold of me is down in the description. So if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. I am super excited to bring this to you. I do go live on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern and on Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern for Vintage and Vino. Both of those are great live sales and super fun. Hang out in the chat, have a little fun with us. Not obligated to buy, but we do have a blast. So let's get right into this. Now, I am bringing you a few things that I tested that are not Bakelite, but look like Bakelite. I did test everything. I literally spent hours last night and hours earlier today. I am filming this after 9 p.m. on, what day is this? I'm losing my track. It's Tuesday night, so I'm filming this after 9 p.m., which is very late for me to do filming. But I wanted to get this out to you guys. So let's go through the bangles first. So I did get some, you know, normal size or normal style of bangles that many of you are probably used to seeing. So this is just, you know, your typical Bakelite that you see, this kind of butter yellow kind of I don't know if this would be considered candy corn or not, but this is 8 inches, just a very simple, kind of like almost an introduction to Bakelite color. But then I have some of the other kind of cool styles. So look at this red. This is just a really pretty color, and it's kind of the squarish design, really pretty and different. To stack something like this would be really fun. You could stack it like that. Really interesting. And then look at this one with the little bit of carving. That is really cool. Yeah, I was pretty excited to have found this. This is also an 8. So I'm hoping that some of you guys might want to come join me at one of my next live sales if you do love Bakelite, because I will have these available. Look at this one. This is really heavy, a really heavy piece of Bakelite right here. This is also an 8. I think most of these will be an 8. So I'm just gonna set this aside and, ooh, had a little fly there. This one is so pretty. Love that one. And then look at this little one with the carving. How cool is this? Love that. Look at this. This is awesome. Lime green. I just can't even with this one. Very like 1960s mod looking. Yeah, look at that. Oh, my little hand God, look at that. It's so cool. I just love it. I love this one. I'm gonna save my favorite one for last. Or, well, I have a couple favorites, but there's a lot. There's a lot of bangles here. Okay, this is black. Now, black is very hard to test. I usually put it under the sink, and but this one is a really cool one. If you take it under the sink and you get that kind of formaldehyde smell, then you know it's Bakelite. But it does not test with Simichrome. Beautiful apple juice Bakelite. Look at that one. That's really pretty. Look at this really wide green marbled one. So cool. Okay, look at that. With the carving. Yes, please. These deep carved Bakelite ones are really valuable and really sought after, highly collectible. Just love it. Also the ones with that like marbling, you know, those are really sought after as well. That's a nice little stacker. This is a great marbled one as well. Love that. Love the green. Look at this wide one. I don't find many of these wide ones. And so I was pretty excited to have this one come into my collection here. And slip this one on. Look at that. You can see the reflection of the ring light. It's kind of frustrating, but hopefully it's not too distracting for you guys. Look at that one. Love that. Isn't that just gorgeous? So beautiful. Now this is an old one, and you can see the carving and that etching, and this is Bakelite. Now this is an early Bakelite piece. That is so pretty. Where a lot of these are a little bit later, this one is an early one. That is gorgeous. And that one with the carving. And then check out this. Oh my gosh. Ah, look at this. I just want to die with this one. This is fabulous. I mean, come on. Look at that. That is seriously one of the most gorgeous pieces, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous bracelets I have ever seen. Oh, wow. That is just intense. That is one of the most beautiful carved Bakelite bracelets, bangles I have ever seen. I am dead serious. Look at that. I just want to, that's like delicious. That's like delicious. I'm sorry, it's just delicious. I'm just in love with that one. Okay. Now, there was one bracelet that I do want to bring up. This did not test as Bakelite. This is an older piece. This is an older plastic. I don't, you know, when I did the hot water test on it, did not test as Bakelite. I did the hot water test. It had a small scent of menthol, not a huge scent. Sometimes menthol will make it, give you an idea if it's celluloid. It had maybe a small little bit. I couldn't really tell. So the jury's out on this one, but this is an older piece. It's an older little cuff. And I thought it was adorable, but it is tiny, you guys. It is tiny. It is a 6-incher. This is even a little small for me, and I have like a 6 1/4 wrist. So if I turn my hand, it's going to pinch, and I just wouldn't be able to wear this very well. But I love this. So if you have a tiny wrist, this is a great bracelet. Now this is not Bakelite, but it is vintage and it is super, super cool. So sometimes the old plastics, even if it's not Bakelite, they're still valuable and they're still cool. Now, Bakelite rings, they are very hard to find and they are very, very rare. I'm gonna shove the bracelets back a little bit. So you will see a lot of people saying, oh, this is a Bakelite ring, this is a Bakelite ring. Don't believe them, don't believe them. But I got a whole lot, the guys gave me a whole lot of them, but only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Only 5 of these tested as Bakelite. So here are the Bakelite rings. These are actually tested as Bakelite. So this little band ring, and so it's very rare to find an actual Bakelite ring. So this one's a 7. This one is a really good one that tested. Because this is the shape that's very desirable, these dome rings. Everybody wants these. These are highly collectible, and everybody wants these dome rings. And this is a 5 1/2. And this one actually did test as Bakelite. Same with that. There's a dome, kind of like the other. Personally, I like the other color better, but that is a very highly collectible one. And that one is just past a 6, maybe 6 1/4. It's cool though. I like that. Okay, this one's Bakelite. It's kind of cool. It's a thinner one, but I like the shape of it. You could almost stack it, maybe. That'd be kind of cool, stacked, if it's the same size. And, ooh, it's almost there, 6 3/4. Let's see, I'm a 7. Ooh, it's kind of a tight 7 though. So, no. But let's see. If I do that, and do that on top, I don't know. You could probably pull it off. It's a little tight. So, you know, it's measuring that, but I would maybe go down, or maybe go down. I don't know. And then here is another really cool Bakelite band. This one looks small. It's about 5 3/4, almost a 6. So it's a cool one. Okay, so then, okay, so let me put these back in the back. So because I want to keep these separate from my non-Bakelite ones. Okay, because these non-Bakelite ones, even though they're not Bakelite, they're still an old plastic. They're made to look like Bakelite. They look like Bakelite. Look at this one, looks like the earth, doesn't it? So flippin' cool. But does not test. This is almost an 8. I love this one. I mean, I would wear this. Look at that. So effing cool. Oh my God, so amazing. So that one's cool. You're gonna see these all everywhere though. These are a lot more common. I mean, these I've sold for like, I don't know, 30 bucks, 9 1/2. Super cool. You know, $25, $30. I've sold these a lot. And they're cool rings. This is a size 10. The green is a lot more common. Greens and yellows are a lot more common. I have honestly never seen this one before. I have never seen that one before. That one's flipping cool. Yellow. It's a 9 1/4. This is a cool one. Look at that. This is an interesting, I was really surprised this one didn't test. I really thought this one would. 5 no, just past 5 1/2. That one's cool. Okay, so those are good Bakelite lookalikes. Okay, this one and obviously this other one. Okay, I knew this wasn't going to be Bakelite, but look at how cool this is. This is Lucite, obviously. This one would have made me super happy if it had a bug in it, but it's got shells, which is also super cool. Definitely 1960s. This is an 8. Love the heart shape. Love the shells. Super cool. And then this is a 5 3/4, and these are highly collectible too. The Lucite with the stripes. This is an older one. I mean, they made these up until like the 80s and stuff, but this one I think is older. I mean, I could be wrong, but just from the style, the ones that I've seen that are newer don't have this kind of beveling. So, at least not that I've seen. But I think that's super cool. A little heart. That's fun. Fun, fun. I just think that's... People will stop you and be like, what is that? What are you wearing? What is that? Super cool. I did pick up a couple brooches to bring to you today in this video. Look at that beautiful carved rose. Has the original pin. Very rare, as you'll see coming up. Very rare to find these with the original, excuse me, pin. Sorry, pin, and especially with C-clasp ones. This is an old one. Look at how beautifully carved that is. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Check out this Art Deco style. Now this has a pin that is still old. You can tell from the shape of this. It is still an older pin. This is probably 1930s. And, but this is gorgeous. This could be 1930s as well, just made by somebody different. But this is, wow, so gorgeous. And it's like in impeccable condition, impeccable. Now this is the other brooch, but sadly missing the pin. Now, I may remove the pin completely and do something. I don't think I'm going to be able to replace this within the mechanism. So I might remove it completely and actually do like a glue on or something. I haven't decided what I'll do yet with this. Whoops, with my ring mandrel. What I'll do with this yet. I don't know. But isn't that just fabulous? Look at the carving on the leaves. Look at the orange. It's like actually got the kind of the puckered texture, like the skin of an orange. And then we've got the apple. This is just so cool. And I'm so devastated that the pin's not there. That is actually, if that was in perfect condition, that's an extremely valuable piece. In that condition, not so much, but still super cool. Okay, this one did not test as Bakelite, but it is an old plastic. It could be Catalan. I did not test, it could be this could be Catalan, which is like a sister to Bakelite. But look at this old buckle. This is old. Definitely old buckle. It's got a lot of damage to the back. Like somebody glued this or something. I don't know what they did. But look at that. Super cool old buckle. But did not test. Doesn't mean it's not cool. Doesn't mean it's not old. Doesn't mean it's not valuable because it doesn't test as Bakelite. This could be Catalan. Okay. Oh, this brooch. Forgot this brooch. Now, I have had this brooch, I don't even know how many times. I probably had this brooch in different variations. Probably half now, probably more, close to a dozen times, 10 times. This is one of my favorites. It's just gorgeous. Now, this pin on this brooch has always been like a glued on, almost like pin. This one looks like it's been repaired a bunch of times, unfortunately. But it's still a good one. It's still the original pin, which is actually kind of a cool thing. But absolutely a gorgeous, gorgeous piece. I love this one. It's thick, it's heavy, it's pretty damn amazing. Okay. Here's a little cool tack pin. How fun is that? Looks like that was repaired, but still, it's a cool little tack pin. Now I shared part of this lot with another reseller on here, and his name's Bruce. Well, Bruce and Dennis from Bruden's Treasure Chest. So you'll see some of the pieces that I shared in some of their sales, and but so you'll see a lot of, like, I did give them some of the dress clips, some bracelets, that kind of stuff, but these are the dress clips I kept for myself because I do like dress clips. And here is one of them, beautiful carved cherry Bakelite. Yummy, yummy, yummy. This one I thought was pretty spectacular. And I have not had one like this before, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna keep this one. And then I love that. This one reminded me of this with the high, like the high relief carving. I just thought that was cool, so I kept that one. I only kept one pair of earrings, and that is these super long dangles on the copper. And probably for me, but for the right price, maybe, I don't know. I just thought these were fab. They were very 1960s, mid-century modern looking, cool Bakelite earrings. Are they not fun? Are they not so cool? I just thought these were so awesome. Oh, so fun. Okay, so now let's get into some of the things that are a little bit different, a little bit not so much jewelry. So I didn't bring all the buttons. Now, if I have button collectors here, please let me know. Come to my sale, reach out to me, whatever you want. I have a plethora of buttons, so many buttons. I'm just bringing you a couple that were my favorites. Now this is actually a coat clip. I'm gonna call it a coat clip. So what this is this gets sewn on either side here to a sweater or a coat or something along those lines. And then you unbuckle it like this, like so. Well, you know what I mean. It comes apart. I'm not gonna play with it right now, but this is the little loop. It's connected on one side and it comes off a little bit more from the other. And it looks like it's maybe needs to get bent up a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. So it'll come off like that. So, and then just loops on. So how fun is this? I almost want to like have like a cardigan, like this sewn onto a cardigan or something, because this is so flipping fantastic. I just love that. Coat or cardigan or something. And then my favorite buttons, now actually there were a lot of really cool buttons, but these were just so elegant and beautiful. And I pulled these out to be a really cool example, but there were a lot of gorgeous buttons, beautiful carved buttons, beautiful everything. So if you like to knit or sew or something, and you're a button collector and you want some beautiful Bakelite buttons, please reach out to me. Okay, so napkin rings. Okay, so I did keep some of the napkin rings for myself, and Bakelite napkin rings are very collectible. And I did keep a few of them. One of these was this really cute one here. You could do some really cool things. One is for scarves. Put a scarf through there. That'd be super fun. Put a scarf through there. How fun would that be? The next thing I did was, this is a set. Now, two of these little guys are broken, which I'm sad. They're missing a beak. They're supposed to have a beak here. But the reason I kept, this is what they look like. They're little ducks, and they have these little cool little beaks, or little birds, and they have these cool little beaks. Okay, and this one, I think that's, yeah, it's like a little, like marbled one. And the reason why I liked this set is that they're a souvenir set. And the reason why I wanted to keep this is, those of you guys who know me, I live in Detroit, Michigan. But I lived for 23 years before I moved back to Metro Detroit here. I lived 3 miles outside the city of Detroit. Before I lived, I grew up here. But for 23 years, I moved up to Northern Michigan, and I lived in Traverse City, Michigan. And these say Souvenir of Traverse City, Michigan. And I thought that was so flippin' funny that they ended up in this big lot. Now, granted, I shouldn't find that funny because I bought the lot down here in Detroit. But, yeah, look at this. I just wish these guys would have their beaks. That would have just made it so much better. But, anyway. But these little napkin rings, they could be used as scarf clips, or scarf, you know, to run a scarf through or something. That would be super fun. But yeah, so I got these fun little napkin rings. Another thing that I got, now this is old. This is very old, super cool. And look at this. It's a mirror. And this is a Bakelite handle to this beautiful mirror. Look at the back of the mirror with the lithograph. And then this handle is Bakelite. How fun is that? So I thought that was a great, great piece. So there's that. Okay, I picked up these. I wanted to show these off. I believe these are bottle tops. I'm going to see whether or not they'll fit in my wine bottle. How fun would that be? And so those are little bottle tops. This is very cool and Art Deco. This is a little dustpan. So you just doot, 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 and but that's a little, now this is Bakelite and this is Bakelite. I mean, I'm telling you, they made everything out of Bakelite back in the day. And this is probably 1930s, I'd say, maybe 1940s, but probably 1930s. Little Bakelite dustpan. How hysterical is that? And then I do have a few perfume bottles, which I forgot to grab for this, but, and I can bring those. But I have this. Look at this. It's K. Martin. And I don't think I can see anything here. And look at this. Open this up. Unscrews. And look at, it's like makeup. I don't know if you can. Oh yeah, it still works. Huh. If anybody wants some eyeshadow. So, old 1950s probably eyeshadow compact in a Bakelite container. How freaking hysterical is that? And then here is a little pill case with a Bakelite top. That's kind of cool too. So that's kind of the example of all the Bakelite that I got. I'm still gonna say that this piece is my favorite. Let me know what your favorite is. And I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope that, oh, and I have to show you, actually I've got somebody that I think is buying this, but this is a massive Bakelite clip. Like, I don't know what these are used for, but this is a massive Bakelite clip. And these actually go on eBay. I mean, some of them are listed for like 400 bucks, but these actually, like the solds on these is around $200 to $250 for these. And I got 2 of them, so pretty cool. And yeah, so kind of awesome. And I actually have a buyer for these already, so I just had to show you. So yeah, I mean, I got a little bit of everything in this really cool Bakelite haul. So let me know what your favorite pieces are, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you on one of my coming sales. And don't forget to hit that bell for notifications so you know when I am going live and when I launch my videos. So thank you everybody for joining me, and I will see you later.